Ladies and gentlemen, point, but I do have a way to pull it off. We're going down. It is going down tonight, and for those that know Nancy Grace, she always just say bombshell tonight. Today, it is really bombshell tonight. The Campty Paper Mill 2020 finito gone. And I've heard officially, but whatever the blame would be for political and other stuff and down all that's gonna put it there. I'm just going to is an issue even for those that are saying it is the fault of Trump putting this is not gonna this case, but it ain't hurting shit because issue that not even for all of that. Let me put it all on that bet plus hundo in your face line here. Should be a significant moment, but this is and should be prepped for a long time ago. If is happening, I'm gonna tell you this for impact that may have the GM plant years back. Shreveport, that is like finito. A lot. And I'm telling you, time to what happened in the wars of Ontario of that of that. And when he's gone and killed or injured or gravely injured through a war, it is at the end of it, it's going to be a vacuum, a power vacuum or a vacuum. I'm telling you right, that person is going to have a vacuum. Sometimes it'll be fast, a week or two, and it's very simple. That vacuum of it is going to be hard to come back from. It is going to be a hard thing. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not the time for that. And for those that the parish, it is affect the parish a whole lot. And for those that I've read that going out, it ain't gonna cut shit. Times where I think in the Christmas festival and all the other fests and all the festivities and stuff and all the economic impacts are there. Maybe instead of we'll call that for what it is to have that end of that impact to last. It's like, to me, when it comes to anything of an impact, it has to last somewhat. A lot of like, oh, it'll last for time to time to time. I'm saying it has to last to the point where, yes, bills are March. I'm talking year after that. But it is going to have to, when you a stable income like a paper mill is what's going to fill that. What's going to fill it back? I'm going to have a stable income. It's not. It's going to be a lot of back, but that stable, that very stable, I'm getting income every day. Yeah, that's going to be harder to get. About it? No, it's not. It is sad. You want to know the worst part about it is everybody at this point in time, oh, we're having so many people, here's the problem. Age of people that live in Natchitoches Parish, and I'm going to tell faces right now. 26.6. We are the nation. But here it is. Here you're going to have a next door comparison of Sabine, 41.1. That is a difference of and a younger spot. And the point of the matter is, a lot of it doesn't match. But the reason, if it does match, when it comes to this, and I can tell it is a college town, but that's the thing. Can a college town and younger people to live here, there's no stable income to run it through, like International Paper Mill Plant. No. And then I can tack it on. Louisiana is losing over 50,000 people, and they're losing more than almost the entire country, according to New Orleans at WWL. Now questions have to be asked, but at the end, it is a problem. There's so many opportunities in Natchitoches Parish and even throughout the state to even have something of a new industry to come up. But there are problems like it always has been, and it's going to be problems here there. We're going to have a business that is going to have a stable income to have people to live. And that's a lot of the issues at that point. We're sadly not prepped for. And even if they are prepped for, we're not even close to be prepped for. So because of it all, and my goodness, because of it all, is it fun to talk about it? Not a chance in hell. It's not. I'm not saying it as a cynic, and I don't want to be a cynic, but I've seen Natchitoches at its runs. But yeah, the growth of Natchitoches just basically popped off even after 2000s, and it's just crap. But for those that are on YouTube, and this F1 Champ 551 extraordinaire here, but this is I am saying about it in its sad thought of it all. You cannot have tourism to keep going in this parish, not even just parish, just the city alone. this isn't brutal. This is brutal honesty, but here's brutal of the people that live in the city of Natchitoches, and I can also add in this parish here. I can just flip it around. It is not the most of the people that are living in the most of the people that are in Natchitoches Central, all the way down to Marthaville and everywhere in between. That is kindergarten to 12th grade right now, and that is the future of this parish. Joke. This is real. Is the people that are in Natchitoches Central, Lakeview, Marthaville, Natchitoches Junior High, Natchitoches, yeah, that line of the rural parish, rural schools and everything else. All of that. The future of your parish is in the hands of people that are in the school system right now, and in worse, also homeschooling. Now you and deal with that stuff back in the day. But we're now in a place where kids are thriving in a homeschool setting than in a public, even a private school, because it takes money to do. And I'm thinking at this point, changes have to be majorly made. And I don't even have to say this on a brutal aspect. I'm just, and it's not, but it needs to be talked about. Tourism is not going to cut it when a stable income like a paper mill is gone after April of this year. The question, I'm just going to put a storyline like it is on Formula One on Speed Vision back in the day, or whatever, of this stable line. How are you going to replace that? How are you going to have a power vacuum to fill it up, but also to have that stable import on that one? It is going to be a lot harder. Go ask GM. Go ask GM and their workers back in the day. They'll tell you. Back in that same mill, but that income going to be there back to where they were, where they want to be? No. And sometimes it is that very loss of income, and that's a thing I've even said. I think it's said in times. Inconsistent identities can kill a small town in a year. This speeds it up even more. This paper mill plant and an inconsistent identity could do this and speed it up. It could, instead of like a year to kill a small town like Natchitoches, it could kill if there is nothing to fill. The difference, even for Shreveport, bigger town and a bigger parish, and here's the difference for those. You're going to have more people in Caddo Parish, which is basically Shreveport and everything else in Caddo Parish. More people have 100. More people make over $100,000 a year. Natchitoches, there is more people that are making in a year. That's a difference between Caddo Parish and Natchitoches Parish on levels. And we are literally the top 10 in the parishes in Louisiana parishes alone on poverty. Top 10. Basically top 5 or 6 in poverty. This isn't fun. Let's talk about it. This is reality. I'm not saying this out of cynicism and out of any of that. This is a wake-up call that is a need. This is a wake-up call. And I really don't I will hear for the guys of Jensen Franklin, all that, but at the end, I'm telling you of the honest assessment. You're going to need a business level to come back, but also to need a business of that level or a business of that point to say, but a lot of them will say, hey, I got to have a car shopping thing or all that, or have all that. But at the end, it's not easy, and it is not fun. It is not fun because it is, and you know what's even, this is not a time of a stable income job and a stable income place such as a plant of Campty, Louisiana, which is a few minutes away from mine. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the brutal truth. I'm gonna tell you the real brutal truth. And even I can't tell, even it's gonna be wild. I'll tell you how wild they get. This is how wild it is. Because I gotta find a game of an example that, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal, but it needs to know. People need to know this. Eggs. I'll say this: the eggs that is in Walmart right now and everywhere else in this parish, and even everywhere else in just Natchitoches, this game. This is the game. This game new is $60. It's $60. It's $60. This is no joke. You want to know this is the equivalent of eggs right now. The equivalent of 10 dozen of eggs right now is this game new about a generation or so ago. $60. 58, 59, $60. 12 dozen is this. 12 dozen eggs right now is this game on a PS4. $60. No. This ain't a joke. This game, Persona 5, $60. I believe PS4, like a generation ago. This is a dozen of eggs currently. One game, one $60 game right now is a dozen of eggs. This ain't a joke. This isn't a time for it. When you're going to have a video game, one video game version that is now 12 dozen of eggs for $60, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not the time for it. 100% no. This isn't even the time for it. This is not a joke. This is no time for it. I know I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to get the views deserved. And I'm okay with it. I really am not. I'm really okay with it. This is an honesty assessment. This is an assessment of what I'm seeing and what I'm reality. This isn't about anger. This is about honesty. It is. I am literally to put the honesty on the line and just tell you this. I knew this would come. You're thinking, the people vote like, I'm going to have lower prices of food, everything else. You're not going to have it right now. Some cases, you may not have it ever. That's the difference between, let me tell you this. For Argentina right now, this can be you. I'm saying this for Louisiana, This is the country as a whole view in Argentina before Javier Milei. I'm not saying this for disrespect. This is straight facts. This is exactly what happened with him, with Argentina before him, before Javier Milei. This is exactly what's happening. Campy, and this is already jobs, hundreds to lose their jobs. I'm here. There's people saying it's gonna be 600 people to lose their jobs. This isn't for. I'm not reality's sake, and I'm saying this for reality and reality's sake. This is not fun to talk about. This is honest. This is blatant hurt and broken honesty. This is gonna affect this parish longer than I'm gonna live to be alive. This is going to affect Natchitoches Parish in money. Just be honest with tourism dollars ain't going to cut it anymore because it's not going to hold it up. It's going to affect people that are going to live in this parish. And some, I can tell you right now, they're thinking some are going to come here but not realize they'll be here. They may be here for long, but it's going to be harder to realize because that's stable to find jobs of that stable income unless it's there. It's going to affect parents because the quality of life for kids, yeah, guess where they're going to go? A lot of them will have to go to public school and they have to do private school, but at the end, those are going to be more people of the ones that are, there's some that are making that 100,000 a year or more that may go to private school. You're going to have a lot more people that are going to be, you're thinking the 5-minute majors of the fights in Natchitoches Central is going to be wild. I'm happy to say this, to be honest. I'm happy to drop the team of Victoria every time my alma mater does something great because it distracts me from the sadness and the pain but it also distracts me of the but at the end it makes me happy because I know there's a victory. Team of Victoria, when it comes to Formula One and when it comes to even racing itself, that music feels me because there is a win. There is a win. There is a winner here. There's winning here. There's hope. There's a win condition here. There's a victory here. And to me, it takes a lot of prayer and a lot of honesty, but it is prayer. And to me, it takes so much of a word of prayer to get to it all. And I got work to do. I'll be back. Yes! Because you can't even park monetary off, huh? Yep. Yep. Thank goodness. All right. And this I do chores and I have to even cut this stuff off. But this is a good time to talk about it because it is a need to talk about it. And it's fulfilling to talk about it because I would have stories to tell about what I am and the beliefs of it because I have to wrap my mind around all the stuff to go on and all of that. But in honesty's sake, a lot of this is it is well known, and a lot of it is even ish. My goodness. Huh? Nope, I ate them all. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking like the back I have. For that, I don't know if I know I don't know if I eat them. Oh, okay. I was thinking the bag that I have. All right, here you go. I got it. All right. I'll be good. It'll be clean. It'll be clean. All right. Minutes in, take a break and grab some pecans and get. And I'm just, before I finish everything else on the stream, I know I'm not going to get comments. I know I'm going to get views. I know I may not get even subs for it, but at the end, I put it here to say for my honest assessments and my honest views for what it was, for what it really truly is, of how and what can happen and what can it take to basically be there. But a lot of it would be, it's going to be hard to get back to that stable of before for a lot of people that are likely going to lose their jobs by the end of April. And yeah, it is a long assessment of prayer, but it's also a long honesty of self, but it's also, this is going to be a lot of the people in the parish that need to be blatantly honest and honest to themselves. Because the place that is Natchitoches, it is shifted. It is shifted. It's a tech world. It is the world of tech. This is a tech. Our country is now the world of tech. Even as I said, even on the 2024 election a year ago of election night, when it comes, this is now an internet TV world and a YouTube world. If you're not going to cut it, you're not going to cut it. That's the point of it. If you can't cut it in of YouTube and internet television, this is the only quote. There's a door. Cut it. What is before that thinks it's going to work? It is not going to cut it now. So if I was a job that I work at a mill, something of a stable income, and time of this mill is gonna, or this business is gonna start prepping for a trade school. Your kids are gonna have to go to trade school. Sorry, no joke. If you're gonna have students of Northwestern State that's gonna go into debt to get, it ain't gonna cut it anymore. You're gonna have a certain skills to where a lot of people should be. For people in the spectrum, this having a disability income or not, guess what? Now you're gonna have to deal with a person like myself that is with the problems of, for those that are used to a 12 from end, even some cases high school, some cases even college to the very end of that, and even all that, and you're used to be a social butterfly, and you're cracked and broke off to the world, and it's gone, and you're crying for help every day, and your social skills are gone because you're used to being with people, and now you're not even in the place that you're in. And your mental health also has to be in order too. That's why I am going to be in group therapy for whenever the time I'm going to get there. Put up with it all because I'm trying to be in a place of a transitional place that I'm going to be a place of I am not even dependent of my parents to be dependent. And for those that are in a younger generation that is going at that mill, now you're going to have to be, and you have a wife, a kid, or whoever that you're going to be dating at home or whatever with you. Now you're going to have to be grown up and deal with it all. Now I'm just going to be blatantly 110% fully honest with you. Our country is now a tech world. And even those that is now going to lose their jobs, no, this is now competitive. This job market now, competition of who's going to be who's going to hire you. My biggest accomplishment, even for life, is being to graduate high school. I'm a crying of it all now because it's not, because I know what's happening. Not everybody that is going to get a degree in this world, it is now fast paced and it is not going to be hired. Even better, if you are a journalist in the mainstream media, or even those that are, I'm going to be the mainstream media, I'm going to be da-da-da. If you can't crack it in YouTube, you can't crack it. You're going to have to literally bring off, and at the end, mend it all together and hope to hang on. I've said it in times of that is you're gonna need a Javier Milei to take over out of this shit. And I'm sorry to tell you this, folks, you will reject him, but he'll be there anyway. Either in the White House or even in a time of in the parish, in a Natchitoches parish like this, in your city council or your parish council, or even whatever council they're in, police jury or whatever. But he wants you, but he's gonna be there and literally stabilize the stuff and just let you live your life. And when it gets to the point of a libertarian person of that, or even the levels of all of that, that's going to say, I'm going to be in the White House for 1 or 2 days and leave. I'm going to let you live your life. When it gets to the point of life, liberty, and happiness, and it's not the feeling that you have that is there, it's sad, but it's the honest assessment needed. A lot of the problems politically and all that stuff, you can put it aside, but at the end, the impact, sadly, you're not going to have a job to. It's going to impact Natchitoches City and the parish for a long ass time. And it's going to take prayer. In a lot of cases, permanently. On Landry Street to come into this town and revolutionize a parish that is this, it's not going to be that. And the much are the people, or the little ones that are here eating Kraft mac and cheese right now. The kids that are doing their homework right, they are the future of your parish. They are the future of the state of Louisiana. When it gets to the point where you are going to have to tell your kids to leave your state, to leave Louisiana in order to make something of themselves, of life. It's time to wake up here. Questions have to be asked, but sadly, the blame game ain't gonna cut. It's time to literally, like the guys of Joji Filthy Frank would say, it's time to. Oh, I think it's. But at the end, I can just put it aside and tell you this: to literally evolve. Because if when you don't, you're gonna be like Greg LeMond. I think by the end of his career, getting lit up and ran straight off by folks that are on EPO. That is, when you don't evolve, you're going to be smoked. That is Nathan's currently, potentially, and is likely going to be this state. Evolve and change. And change with the times. And to end that, at 8:06, I bid you good night.